Hey, you guys. So I have a story. It's one of those like really kind of windy, still kind of chilly spring nights, and I'm feeling the need to just like share this story because this is one of the coolest stories that I've probably ever encountered. And I don't know, I just think it's time. Like, I think you guys can handle this. This might be this might be a little out there for some people, but it's not that far-fetched. Time is not linear, everything is here now. Um, all layers of reality are synchronistically happening here and now. So it's easy to see how we have access to, other parallel realities, and sometimes they merge and sometimes we get glimpses, and it's a beautiful it's a beautiful thing. So basically, I'll start off this story letting you know that this all took place in an area that I feel is much like we'll just call it like Area 51. It's like a very intense, sacred place that I'm not gonna name, but this area is known to have a lot of activity, a lot of UFO sightings. There's actually other areas around there that are, heavily like government. So, the government has seized them because it's just too much for the public. And so, anyway, I worked in a place that was known to be such as one of those places that you go there and it's very transformative. A lot of intense things have happened there. Anyway, we won't go into that. The most important thing is that that like we have access to so many different dimensions, levels of consciousness, and and I'm talking sober because I this is was a place of work for me. I They were very strict about not even marijuana. So I was working as a chef and was on the job. Like, I was working morning, noon, and night. So I was not having no trip. This is not a story about, a psychedelic trip or anything like that. So we got everything clear. Story starts out, I'm in my cabin. I got my little chef's cabin. It has like a cool, like, skylight at the top, and you can see the stars at night. It's really nice, and it's a small little place. I'm just trying to pick up the guitar. I'm like kind of picking away. It goes beyond the explanation of logic, and this is where we go into the territory of the unknown. And this is where I ask you to have an open mind, because some of these things are unexplainable. And, I know I'm not crazy, but I've experienced some crazy things, and but this is something that happened was, so the cabin shifts into a whole nother dimension. And I'm noticing that as it shifts, there is like an inhabitants happening. Like, there are multiple groups of people that are now forming, and I'm seeing these beings just automatically appear. And there's no fear. I'm not afraid. I'm actually just like in awe. And it's almost like I recognize these beings. It was like a familiar feeling. And right away, there's a collective voice. I can hear every single being's voice as a collective. It's like one single voice, but I could hear the whole collective, if that makes sense. And all of a sudden, there begins to be one figure that stands out. I locked eyes directly with one figure, and it was like a female. I knew it was a female. And as soon as we locked eyes, our beings, our essence, It was like I was in a whole nother time. It was no longer, I was no longer Danielle, by the way. I was like my soul, the the oversoul, like the being, the essence that I am. I came into that knowing, and as I kind of merged with this other being, I saw her. She saw me. We became one. I saw that it was me. She almost became the one voice in the collective I was talking about. I could hear the voices. This one voice, because they're all speaking in beautiful harmony. And just what they were talking, and I don't know, it was like they were conveying love to me in the most amazing way. And whatever you want to call them, extraterrestrials, I was just like, this is like these are living beings. They're just on another, they're on a higher dimension, and I'm just able to like see them and connect with them, especially this one being. I'm pretty sure that I'm able to recognize that this is an evolution of my own soul. Like, she literally was telling me that, I came here to let you know that you continue to grow and you evolve and you become, you start to become that light. Over time, I'm realizing that these beings are like showing me what they do, where they came from, especially that one being. She was like a light ship commander, like she was showing me that she was an engineer and how she creates, like, it was so in depth, and the connection was incredible. It's like these were like my people, and I knew that I was going to see them again, and they were just showing up to let me know that I was okay, and I'm destined to go back into uh this collective light. I don't know, this other form of myself that is going to be, that is alive here and now. So I think it's interesting that we get to be able to have aspects of our soul that are alive in other dimensions, other times and spaces. And it's like that fractalization of, it goes really deep. It's like that one consciousness can be fractalized. Like your soul can have so many experiences, can have so many purposes. And that's what I learned from this experience. Like I took that with me, and I realized that, I have so much to do as a soul. Like when this body is gone, and it's like, no, you have so many other experiences and purposes, and it's very amazing to know how expanded your soul actually is.